Hey guys, welcome to our first book talk. We're really excited about this and looking forward to getting into talking about the book. A few things to talk about. First off, it's summer reading, obviously. So if you haven't, go to the link in the description and log in, register. You've got to register and then log your minutes. Keep up with that and keep paying attention to our videos and for announcements on Facebook or Instagram for more on what we're doing as summer comes on. The library is closed right now, but we are doing curbside pickups. So hang in and watch for more information as far as that goes. I would like to take this opportunity. I'm very excited to introduce Savvy. Savvy's our resident super YA book nerd and super fan. She can read way more than I can, and she has been doing some serious reading in preparation for these videos, and also doing a weekly update of a very, very interesting and I think well-written blurbs about popular YA books that are going on right now. And she's got one prepared for us for this video, and so without any more messing around, here's Savvy to talk about this book. Go ahead, Sav.
So I'm Savvy. I got my first degree in English with 2 minors, one in creative writing and one in German language. And I'm currently getting my master's in library and information sciences. I started at App State, but I will be at UNCG in the fall. So yeah, I love YA books. Usually I tend towards the scarier ones or thrillers or horrors and stuff like that, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit, read a whole bunch of stuff so we can kind of have a lot of different stuff to talk about. Yeah. So I have this book for us today. Yes. Erin Hahn, I believe is how you say her last name. Okay. So yeah, I read this book in one sitting, which I've never done before with a book, especially a romance novel. I don't really read romance novels. I always try to get the scary monster books, and for some reason this one really caught my attention, mostly with the cover at first. I thought it was really pretty, so I just wanted to read it. But also I think the storyline and the subject matter that they cover in the book really caught my attention too once I started looking into it. Because when I first found out it was a romance novel, I instantly was like, oh, no, not messing with that one. But I looked into it a little bit more, and it actually kind of piqued my interest. So there's 2 main characters, one of which is the girl on the cover. Her name is Annie Mathers. She is America's sweetheart country singer, but she has a tragic past. Both of her parents died. I won't spoil too much for it. But both of her parents were also country music stars, and they passed away tragically at the same time. And so she's always been hesitant to follow in their footsteps, even though she knows deep down that she is a singer. Our second main character is Clay Coolidge, who is America's country music bad boy. Of course, you have the sweetheart and the bad boy going together.
Yeah.
And he has his own tragic past. He has a brother who raised him from when he was really little, who passed away in the army, and it, for other reasons, made him very distant from his brother's wife and daughter. So he's kind of just a lone wolf, constantly getting into bar fights, underage drinking, things like that. Troubled soul, really. And so his summer tour is coming up, and they're supposed to go out on the road and everything, and his record label is just really getting tired of his antics. So they say, hey, if you can get this Annie Mathers girl who's blowing up on YouTube to come along with you and you straighten up your image a little bit, we won't drop you from the record label. How about that? So I thought that was really interesting. I was still kind of going back and forth on, it sounded really cliche, but I think one of the main reasons that I picked it up was it's a lot of behind the scenes at concerts, which is what I did growing up. My dad was a concert promoter and a talent agent. And so since before I was born, I was backstage at some of the best shows that you can even imagine. Some really good shows.
So there was that appeal to your own personal experiences. Very cool.
Yeah, so that really kind of got me. And also, as I read it, I think the reason I couldn't put it down was one, the fact that it was about music and being backstage behind the show and everything, but also it's not in your face with romance. It's not like they're instantly falling for each other the whole time. You know, they start out on the tour and the record label's kind of trying to push them together, you know, to really drum up the appeal of the show, but they start fighting and it spills on stage and there's a couple of fights and stuff like that that the public kind of catches wind of, but then they kind of realize, what? Is there something going on here? Is there really the real chemistry? So you really even don't find out if they're together until like the very last chunk of the book. It's like there's a prologue and you're like, but are they together? Did they end up together or not? And that's what kept me reading, you know?
So on a scale of romance novels, which neither of us really read, as far as YA books go, you'd call this one what, a thumbs up or a 5 stars, or?
Yeah, definitely. Since I have never, especially with a romance novel, read a book straight through in 4 hours, and it wasn't like I was bored on a Saturday afternoon. I stayed up until 4 a.m. to finish this book. It's one of my favorites now, and I'll probably buy my own copy and keep it. So, yeah.
Okay, Savvy, so you have this wonderful idea of if they made this book into a movie, you know exactly who you'd choose to play each of the characters in the book. So go ahead and tell us who you think should play the characters in this book.
This is actually something that me and my best friend do. We have our own little book club, and when we get together, this is the best part of book club, is talking about who would play this person in the movie, right? So without a doubt, I have a couple of people that I have in mind for Annie's part, but without a doubt in my mind, only one person can play Clay Coolidge, and that would be this guy. His name is Miles Teller. He is from Divergent, The Spectacular Now. He's been in a couple of different movies. I'm trying to think. I have them written down. He was in Fantastic Four and Footloose, both the new Fantastic Four.
He was also in Whiplash.
And Whiplash,
yeah. Summer movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in there. So he,
not my
without
tempo.
a doubt, he without a doubt is my Clay Coolidge for sure.
Right on.
So, next,
and he might have the musical chops to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I have 3 different girls picked out for Annie, but only one, I think as soon as I saw her, I knew she would have to be Annie Mathers. But the first one, I picked Shailene Woodley from Secret Life of the American Teenager, Divergent also, so which makes her and
the
Miles
Fault in Our Stars, right?
Yeah, they were both in Divergent together. Therefore, we know they have the chemistry.
Yes, indeed.
So, I think she could be very good at it. But also, this is Britt Robertson, and I think she's got the look for Annie Mathers, honestly. She's got the drama, but she's also got the witty banter that Annie has in the book, and I just think she would be great too. But without a doubt, in my mind, there's only one person that I would rather see play Annie Mathers more than anyone else, and that would have to be Katherine Langsford. She is from 13 Reasons Why, and to me, I saw this picture, and this is Annie Mathers. That is exactly what she looked like in my head, and I think she's got the chops to do it. So that's who I would pick.
That goes with the cover too. I thought she kind of looks like it might be the cover. Yeah.
She's got the hair. That's just her. I think they just hired her for the cover anyway, so it's great.
That's awesome. Right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to you for breaking into a new genre. I know it's really challenging. I love that you said that you just liked the cover and you grabbed it for that. Some of the best books I've read have been books that I thought the cover looked really cool. And of course, you know, my philosophy is if you don't like a book and you get 35 or 40 pages or longer into it and you just think this isn't for me, there's nothing wrong with putting it back and starting something else. And so do we have this book at Asheboro?
We do. We have our own copy. It's right here. Yeah. I'm hogging it right now just because I wanted to be able to show it to you guys. but it will be available. And I actually know of 2 people in the library that already have their names on the request list. So if you guys want this, grab it while you can.
And you can do that by using your library card to log in on our website, randolphlibrary.org, all lowercase, all one word. You can use that library card number and your PIN, which is the last 4 digits of your telephone. Or if you're using your Real 2 student ID number or your lunch number, your PIN is the month and day of your birth. So if it was today, it'd be 0602, no year. That's a very big stumbling block. So guys, remember that it's just the month and day. Savvy, what are we talking about next time?
It's The Missing Season by Gillian French. So we'll get a little spooky.
Awesome. Scary books. I love it. So guys, thanks for joining us for this very first book talk. We want to know what you think both about the book and about the book talks. Is there something that we could do better? Is there some way that we could improve? Is there a book that you want us to talk about? We're going to continue to do this probably after summer reading is over. So we have to talk about books, and we have plenty of stuff to talk about. So put your comments down below, like us and subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Keep your comments light and pleasant, please. And thanks for watching. Our next book talk is June 18th. And log in, register, and start keeping track of those minutes read. Your teachers will want to know that when you get back to school. Remember the 3 W's? Wait 6 feet, wash your hands, wear a mask if you have to go out in public, and stay tuned to our website and our social media platforms to find out more about what's going on at the library. Until then, see you. Thanks, Abby.
Bye.